Hello, this is Dr. Suze with Evenstar Institute. I'm here with Wasentha Young, who teaches at Evenstar Institute. Wasentha is an accomplished Tai Chi and Qigong master. She is a Mosaic artist, and this is an example of one of her mosaics here at Evenstar's Chalice. And Wasentha is also a public speaker. So hello, Wasentha, welcome.
Thank you. Hi.
Good to have you here. Can you tell us just a little bit about what Tai Chi is and what Qigong are for those listeners, viewers who don't know?
I can. Tai Chi is a series of movements. It's a martial art, but it is focused on your health and your relaxation, your grounding and your balance. And it's a moving meditation. Qigong is a study of energy in different ways that we experience it and different ways that we can utilize the energy around us and within us for our own longevity, our own health and well-being.
So Tai Chi uses both mind and body movements in order to achieve a unity of harmony and balance between mind and body?
Tai Chi depends on the mind in a lot of different ways. There's a connection between the two. What I would probably emphasize is that the mind meditates and the body also has to learn how to meditate. So the mind and body and spirit all meditate together.
Okay, that's really cool. I've never heard of it explained that way, that you have three things meditating all in unison, it sounds like, right?
That is correct. It takes time to develop one's understanding about that. But what I can say is that the tension in the body is like the tension of the mind thinking. The tension in the body is like the body thinking. And so sometimes the mind holds on to a thought and sometimes the body holds on to a tension. So then the body learns how to release that tension so that there's space. The mind learns how to not necessarily go into the cognitive, calculating, thinking aspect of the brain, and that creates space. And the spirit then is not driving so much, it is more so an experience of the spirit around us.
Wow, that's fantastic. Thank you for that. That's really cool. And so you said Qigong is more of an energy study. So can you talk about what that means and why it's relevant to why you care about it, how you came to it, and why energy matters?
Energy matters. I'll start there first because it is everything.
Energy equals matter times the constant?
The physical body, energy. Yes, it's sort of a matrix of existence, so to speak. It's the mind, it's the body. It's sort of the, if one were to look at the chemistry periodic table, there's all these different combinations of energy. And so Qigong is beyond just the matter aspect. It definitely also includes the ethereal aspect, the divine aspect of our being. So with Qigong, a person, you can kind of isolate the characteristics of Qigong. You can have what they define as Buddhist Qigong, which is meditation mostly, just the mind bringing it to its highest potential. You can then isolate the body Qigong, they call that martial Qigong, where it's bringing the muscle mass to its highest potential. Or you can look at how the elements combined and morph during any period of time, where you're looking at the energy that flows in the body, which is the meridian system, or you're looking at how the seasons connect and flow, or when there's disharmony, and kind of exploring that. That's the 5-element aspect of Qigong. That's the medical aspect of Qigong, which would include herbology and nutrition as well. And then you have the Taoist kind of Qigong, where you're using imagery, breath, and movement and a connection with nature. So you can isolate each one of those and look at that. But the umbrella of Qigong and bring is supposed to be all of those aspects of studying energy. So what I can say is that a Tai Chi person is a user. They'll go over to the light switch and turn the lights on and off. They don't need to know why it works. They just need to know the light bulb is working, the electricity is flowing, so I'm just going to turn off and on the light. Whereas a Qigong person will know why that switch is working, how the bulbs are constructed, where the energy is coming from, how come you have to wire it in a certain way. So they're like the engineer. The Tai Chi person's the user.
Wow. Cool. And so if you're one of those inquisitive minds that wants to know, you would work with both Qigong and Tai Chi. If you're someone who just wants the benefits of the practice, you could just do Tai Chi.
So students come to me for different reasons. If they say, energetically, I feel stagnant, then I would have them probably do something with Qigong, because to me, the stagnant energy means a certain thing. If a student says, I'm feeling weak and I need to concentrate or I need better balance, I'll say, do Tai Chi. If I say I need to relax, I'll say, do Tai Chi. Because Qigong can be very dynamic in the exploration, whereas Tai Chi is just relax, breathe, align yourself, feel your foundation, feel your body's coordination, let your mind be in the body, and let the mind, body, spirit move together.
I can feel what you're saying as you're describing it. That's pretty cool. So, and you're there in your studio.
I am. I'm in my studio. Sometimes I'm like going, hello.
It looks large.
Well, it is, but it's more like, I'm used to students being present,
Right.
So it's for today, they're zooming into the room, but their presence isn't here. So sometimes it feels a little bit lonely, but yes, this is my studio. And so it's here also for me to teach the classes. And it's also here for me to actually be present and have a space available when we can meet in person. I do private sessions here, though, one-on-one, but we wear masks. And
Sure. That's great. That's
distance.
A beautiful space. That's wonderful.
Thank
I love
you.
the swords on the wall. Do you actually do the sword things?
Yes.
Fantastic.
The swords are the weapons. There's staff. There's a double-edged sword, a single-edged sword. They are, in Tai Chi, they represent our extension in the world, our judgments. Okay, so a weapon can show your intelligence, but it can also show your ignorance and how you judge and use it. So they represent that exploration, but you're still sort of like being clear with and precise with how you're moving through space with that weapon, and know that it's an extension of your being.
That's fantastic. Thank you. I love your explanations of this stuff. This is new stuff. I haven't heard these things before. And so kind of moving on, so you're also a mosaic artist.
Yes.
And how did you come to be a mosaic artist, and what does that mean for you?
Well, mosaics is a medium of expressing my creativity in one way or another. I also write, but I've been in art most of my life. My mother was an artist, and she's not doing art as much now. She's 92, and I take care of her. But she was an artist, and so she kind of kept nurturing that creative aspect to all of her kids. So I'm a mosaic artist. My older sister does pottery or ceramics, and my younger sister does fiber and painting art. So we all do art. But I came to mosaics in 2006 as my primary expression, because I've done other styles of art along the way. And part of my traveling to Italy, Spain, and Greece really ignited this visceral experience of seeing it, understanding its longevity, understanding the materials. And so I've been studying in a classical sense been studying mosaics. So it's not just a hobby, it's a profession as an artist, but I also attended the Chicago Mosaic School. I still take classes there, and they're a sole institute that is dedicated to teaching mosaics as an art form. So they bring in master instructors, and so I do that, and I also have individuals who are from this country who are well established in mosaics that I take classes from too.
Okay, cool. And so how do you bring all of this mind, body, meditation, energy, movement, art, creativity, expression? How do you bring all of this into your class, Unveiling the Divine?
Because those are the different aspects that have gotten me to the place where I am today. And so I have a master's degree in transpersonal studies. And I studied Tai Chi, which gave me a sense of the mind-body-spirit relationship from the body perspective, because of the mechanics. My meditations give me more, because I've been traditionally trained in Taoist and Buddhist meditation. I studied Taoist meditation with Jia Fu Feng, who's a translator of the Tao Te Ching, and Trungpa Rinpoche in Boulder, Colorado. I studied Buddhist meditation. And that gave me an idea of how the mind can be brought to its highest potential and our connection with nature around us. And then I wanted to understand also to the 5-element theory. So I went to the Acupressure Institute in Berkeley, California. And my master's degree is in transpersonal studies because I wanted to know the spirit aspect of mind, body, spirit from that perspective. So each study for me has brought me to understanding mind, body, spirit, and the relationship of mind, body, spirit. My art gives me a means of expressing myself in a creative way, my poetry, in a language that is not necessarily the norm of speaking. So there's a feeling, a sense of energetics that poetry and art, my mosaic art, actually afford. So that all of that, to me, gives me a chance to feel the excellences of being a human being, and being able to unveil different aspects of myself that have maybe been traumatized and hidden, and I put a veil over that, or a perspective that was shared that I adhered to, but it's not really the truth. That's another veil. So I've used all of these practices to help to unveil all of that. Art can be any kind of art. It doesn't have to be mosaic art. Writing can be any kind of writing. It doesn't have to be poetry. Movement can be any kind of movement. It doesn't have to be Tai Chi. But all of these are essential in a way to us being able to really connect with our authentic being and be able to express ourselves from that place.
I see. So I think that's a great place to conclude today with this interview, because in the next time I talk to you, we're going to talk about how all of this comes together in your class, Unveiling the Divine, and how you will lead students through your own, as you said, this has been a lifelong process for you with meditation and movement and art. And so you have learned yourself how to embody these practices and to utilize them to become more true to yourself and more authentic. Am I getting that right? Does that sound right?
That sounds good.
Sounds good. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so you bring all of this to when you teach a class and show students just by your very being and what you have done in your life, you demonstrate and help others to do the same for themselves, to unveil their true selves and authentic selves and how to express themselves in a more authentic, honest way from their divine self in the world. Would that be correct also?
That is very close. Yes, we
Very
can talk
close.
more about
We
that
can
in
talk
the next
more about
interview.
that.
Yes.
All right. Well, Wasentha, thank you so much for joining me with this time. Again, Wasentha is teaching the class Unveiling Your Divine, uh, Unveiling Your Divine at Evenstar Institute. And join us in the next video where Wasentha talks specifically about that class. So thank you again, Wasentha. I'll see you again in a minute.
Thank you too. All right.